What's up, everyone? Brandon here from Bloody Breakdown, and today we have some more Spiral from the Book of Saw news and rumors to discuss. Now, it's been floating around that in addition to the many changes from the original Saw series that we're going to be seeing in Spiral, one of those changes is going to be a change in mascot, should we say, meaning that there will be no Billy the Puppet for the very first time ever in the history of the franchise. So I did a little digging. I found a tweet from the movie's writer, Josh Stahlberg, who also wrote Jigsaw, the previous installment to this one. And he had kind of addressed the rumors and even a leaked video that I'm not sure if it ever really existed. I'm assuming it did because there's a guy who claimed he had that, and the video is down now. The links are all kaput. Now, I had heard some other rumors that instead of Billy, that they were going to kind of rely on another Saw trope, which would be the pigs, the pig masks that you had seen in the series. And it makes sense because, you know, Chris Rock said in the trailer, whoever this is, this new Jigsaw is going after cops specifically. So, you know, other than the fact that, you know, Spiral kind of comes from the cheeks that were drawn on to Billy the Puppet, I think I'm okay with a new mascot. It's going to suck to see Billy go, but if we're really going in a different direction, maybe it's warranted. That's not even really the thing that bothers me the most. Or I don't know if I should say bother, because I am open to something new as long as it is what it says it is from the Book of Saw in this universe, and it's connectable with the other films. And Chris Rock has said that this takes place in the same universe. It's a sequel. Everything that you've seen is still canon. That's my understanding. But with no Billy the Puppet, that's got to tell you the same thing it tells me. And I think that if these rumors are true, I think that if what we're seeing is fact, that to me means there will be no John Kramer, no Jigsaw in this new film. The reason I say that is because the Billy the Puppet doll, especially if you've seen these films, you know they are synonymous with John. This was a doll that he was going to give to his child Gideon before the accident occurred, and Gideon died. It's something that is very personal to John. With that said, I think taking Billy out, taking something away that was a real personal touch from John, is a way of basically implying that John himself will not be a part of this film. Now, just a mere seconds ago, I said that I could be okay without Billy, even though he is the mascot of this franchise. Mere seconds later, I'm not so sure that I want to live in a world where we get a new Saw film and there is absolutely no Tobin Bell. Kind of breaks my heart. Now, once again, none of this is confirmed. All we're dealing with is speculation here at this point. Sure, there are certain points of interest that kind of lead me into making this video. I think if it was just, total conjecture, maybe I probably wouldn't even do this. But I think there's enough evidence and things out there to say that it's a sizable possibility that there's no Billy and therefore no John. Now, I know the time comes eventually when, these franchises have to move on and do something new, but I have to go into this with a bit of nervousness, with apprehensiveness, because, as good as a film as Halloween 3 is, it didn't exactly do well at the box office because its main draw was missing, Michael Myers. Is it that John is the main draw in Saw? Bars. Or is it that it's the traps themselves? I'm sure, I agree that is very much so up for debate. And I could see either point. And I think your casual fan or just your casual moviegoer could go and watch something like Spiral and be perfectly fine with no John, with no Billy. And that's the target audience, the casual moviegoer. But I really got to tell you, I think that the fans of this franchise, not that it means anything, because the producers and such have shown us time and time again that we are second-class citizens, even in our own favorite film franchises. I think it would be a disservice not to have some at least references to John. I think it's really going to suck to see a Saw film without Tobin Bell in it. His performances have been amazing. For me, it's about John. I will go see these movies as long as Tobin Bell is in them, and I will go see them without, but I think something will be missing for me. If I just wanted to watch, torture porn, I go to watch Hostel. And I'm not a big Hostel fan. I like Saw for the story. I like the story that revolves around John. And for me, this is going to be something that's going to be sorely missed. So if this all does turn out to be true, I got to tell you, heart breaks a little bit. But I'll say this, John Kramer's been dead since Saw 3. This will be the 9th Saw film. So the fact that they kept him alive in the story, backtracking and kind of playing with time, the timeline, I think they've done a fantastic job keeping him around this long. So I do have to give them that. And if the time has come for us to move on in the Saw franchise, I at least hope that the new antagonist or protagonist, depending on your viewpoint, is at least somewhat comparable and comparable to John. Because the guy they had in Jigsaw, he was awful. Oh, he was so bad. No, the character wasn't interesting at all. He was so bland and boring, and so if that's the direction they're going in, which I do at this point, based on what I've seen, believe that, then at least give us someone who is an interesting character, who there is room to grow. There's some depth to this character, someone who's interesting, and someone we'd like to see more of, just as we had from Tobin Bell's John Kramer. So, that's pretty much all I have to say on this. I want to know what you all think about this. Please. I'm looking for a lot of different inputs on this. I'm trying to drink this information in the best way possible. And, I don't want to be upset about it. I do want to go into this film whenever it comes out in May, I believe, with hopes that aren't too high, but not too low as well, if that makes any sense. So let me know what you all think about the potential for there being no Billy, ergo no John, down in the comment section below. And leave me your thoughts on this film in general, because I think the more we learn about it, the more interesting it is turning out to be. Now, I use the word interesting. It could be a positive. It could be a negative. I guess we'll find out in May. But let me know your thoughts down in the comment section below. And while you're there, leave a like if you enjoyed the video. Subscribe and turn on notifications if you haven't done so already. We do a lot of discussion on Spiral from the Book of Saw, Halloween Kills, and even some Halloween Ends news. We talk a lot about the potential for a Scream 5 now that Spyglass Media Group has acquired those rights. And I do breakdowns, yes, where I do a deep dive on my absolute favorite horror films, the best and worst, I would say. But I love them all. I'm a true horror fan. I'll watch Sleepaway Camp 3. Fuck it. So yeah, subscribe, all that good news. And definitely before we depart from one another, check down below in the description section where you'll see some links to follow me on social media or even support my work on Patreon. That would be splendid. That would just be the goddamn bee's knees if you do that for me, ladies and gentlemen. And I guess that'll be about it. Like I said, it's your turn to sound off in the comment section down below. I'm Bran from Bloody Breakdown. and we'll catch you all next time.